Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Vortex, where lies and falsehoods are trapped and exposed. I'm Michael Voris. Abby Johnson has become a very looming presence in the pro-life world, especially after having deserted Planned Parenthood and 2 abortions of her own. In a recent interview, she spoke with Church Militant about her frustration as a Catholic at the massive lack of leadership within the clergy, especially the bishops, when it comes to defending the preborn.
One of the reasons that we're kind of not, that our priests aren't really taking the lead on it is because their feet aren't really being held to the fire. I mean, we have priests who are standing up at the ambo, the pulpit, and they're pro-choice. Yeah. Where's the repercussions?
You're right.
We're canceling good priests who are actually speaking out for the right things.
Right.
But priests who are, giving pro-abortion people communion and, telling people it's fine to be gay, and people who are holding pride festivals in their churches and in their parishes and standing up and saying it's fine to be pro-abortion, we'll let them, not that it's just okay with them, but we'll elevate them.
One case in particular that bothers Johnson, as it should all Catholics, is the apparently exalted bulletproof status of James Martin.
We need the leadership in the church to be calling people out. Why is James Martin allowed to say the thing? Why is he allowed to be a heretic in the church? Why is he allowed to say the things that he says?
Some people would say the logical answer to that, at least the most obvious answer, is that the people above him are also heretics.
Yeah, why is he so close to the Pope?
Yeah.
Why isn't he being sanctioned? Why isn't he? Why? It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
There's the problem with the leadership. We're elevating people who are literally heretics, and we're canceling people who are speaking out and who are really good and holy priests. And I think that creates confusion.
If Abby sounds like she watches and follows Church Militant, well, there's a reason for that. Our talking points are shared by many in faithful circles, and they routinely come up as the destruction of the church continues unabated. For example, for close to 20 years now, Church Militant has hammered on the insanity of the so-called seamless garment garbage proposed by homosexual Cardinal, now deceased Joseph Bernardine of Chicago. So, admittedly, it is refreshing to hear that message has taken root.
What is the Catholic Church's leadership problem in the pro-life world?
I think we have made the pro-life movement a political issue instead of a human rights issue, instead of a sin issue. And we are so scared to talk politics in our churches, which is weird.
Yeah.
Because God demands that we are involved in government.
Sure.
So why can't we have a voter guide out in our churches? We should.
Yeah.
Not to tell you who to vote for, but to tell you where candidates stand on issues and where the Catholic Church stands on these issues. Mm-hmm. Why not? I mean, we should be able to do that.
Well, the bishops would say they do, and then they put out and say, well, we're never about abortion, but there's also immigration, and there's also gun control, there's also climate change, and they're all kind of...
I think that's another thing. So I think we have conflated issues in the pro-life movement. I think Catholics have done a really, really bang-up job of conflating issues in the pro-life movement. The pro-life movement is about one thing and one thing alone, and that is ending the destruction of human life in the womb. That's it. It's not about immigration. Immigration is an immigration issue. It's not about the death penalty. Death penalty is about death penalty. That's a death penalty issue. It's not about GMOs. That's a GMO issue, right? The pro-life movement is about ending abortion. That's it. That's all it should be about.
Right.
And now we're lumping so many things into the pro-life movement that we're weakening the issue of abortion.
You've just diluted it.
Yeah, we have diluted it. And that's an error that the Catholic Church has done. We've fallen into this consistent life.
Yeah, the life ethic, this seamless garment.
Seamless garment, which is, I think, evil.
Yeah.
And so we've really diluted the pro-life, we've really diluted the abortion issue.
But on the political side of the House, Johnson says the pro-life movement doesn't have the stomach, right now anyway, to see the fight all the way through. They are too worried about people's opinions.
We believe the unborn have equal value as children outside of the womb. We've said it. We've said it for 50 years. We've said it for decades, right? Now, we actually have an opportunity to treat them as such. Mm-hmm. And we're not doing it. So now Roe's overturned, and you have states like mine, like Texas, Tennessee, many other states where abortion is illegal. And now you have the opportunity to actually have a punishment for abortion. Mm-hmm. And you can actually treat abortion as murder.
Right.
Nobody's doing it.
Why? Why not?
Because the pro-life movement actually doesn't see, even though we've been saying it, we actually don't see the unborn child equal to a child out of the womb. Because if we did, we would punish a person who killed a child in the womb the same way we punish someone who kills a child outside the womb.
Is it they don't see it, or they don't want to deal with the political ramifications?
I think it's both.
Yeah.
I think it's both. We worry about optics.
Yeah, a lot.
We worry about optics instead of just worrying about justice. Instead of worrying about doing what's right. Yeah. Worrying about doing what's holy. Worrying about doing the things that honor God. We worry about how it looks.
The pro-life movement also got caught flat-footed in the wake of the U.S. Supreme Court Dobbs decision, which did kill Roe, yay, but rejuvenated a listless and stunned abortion movement, which set about to lock down abortion as a legal right in state referendums around the country. In response, Abby says, not only do we have to keep pounding the drum, but it just might have to turn to blood in the streets.
We keep putting it in their face. We keep making people uncomfortable with this reality. And I think that's what we have to keep doing. And it took a long time, for slavery to be abolished.
We had a war.
Yeah, we had a war over it.
We're going to have a war over abortion?
Maybe. And, will it be worth it? Yeah. I mean, is it worth it to protect 2,400 souls from death a day? I mean, yeah, I think so.
This kind of talk is relatively new to the pro-life movement. Like, maybe this is Civil War material now. Didn't hear this 10 years ago.
We had a war over, 2,500 people dying in the Twin Tower.
Right.
And what happened in the Twin Towers? There's a Twin Tower event happening every single day in this country. And I'm not trying to minimize what happened at all.
Right.
But that many lives are killed every single day in this country. And I don't want that to happen.
Sure.
I don't want there to be a war. That's not what I want. That's not what anybody wants.
Right.
But
it's not off the table.
No, I think some civil unrest may be necessary.
There are certainly massive challenges for the pro-life cause now that Roe is gone, but it seems like too many pro-lifers were wearing rose-colored glasses as Roe sped to its demise, and once again, underestimated the tenacity and the staying power, the ability of the death merchants to quickly get up off the canvas and charge once again into the lead. Abby Johnson is definitely not one of those pro-lifers. She gets it. She has no illusions that we're in a totally different kind of war than in the days of Roe. More in the pro-life movement had better wake up to that reality as well in very short order. If you'd like to watch the entire interview of Church Militant with Abby, please just click on the provided link. God love you. I'm Michael Voris.